When I quit my job in 1990, I had savings of for the first 10 years of bootstrapping. The company could not afford to pay me a salary for 7 years. You shouldn't own the idea should own you. Only Steve Jobs and Elon Musk should run it twice.
Luck is such a hard thing to understand.
Luck is about being in the right place at the right time. And I said to myself, retirement at 58, and then retire. What would I have achieved? This is not what I want to play. And the board had said, you can invest up to 150 crores in the next 3 years. If you want to be an entrepreneur, in your first job, you should be either making something.
Been looking forward to this conversation. I think you are truly the OG.
You know, we've been talking for a while, and I've been saying, "Yeah, what a good podcast." I've been watching. And I'm saying, "Kabhi karna hai." You know, I'm glad it's today.
चलिए बढ़िया. Good to finally worked out. You braved Delhi traffic, which is very surprising.
Yeah, 1 hour 40 minutes from Gurgaon to Central Delhi for this shoot. It's quite in the middle of the afternoon. It's quite taxing.
मैं बैंगलोर से, मेरे को सुन के बिल्कुल बुरा नहीं लग रहा है, बिकॉज यूजुअली हम लोग दिल्ली आते हैं, बैंगलोर की ट्रैफिक के बारे में कंप्लेन करते हैं.
नहीं, दिवाली टाइम यार तो ट्रैफिक ज़्यादा है.
मैं आपको थोड़ी आपकी लेट मी जॉग योर मेमोरी. तो संजय, आपसे मैं सबसे पहले 2007 में मिला था.
आई रिमेंबर.
और यू मे रिमेंबर अदर थिंग. आपको व्हाट आई रिमेंबर. तो थोड़ा सा ना मीटिंग, एक तो हम लोग जस्ट स्टार्ट किए थे, मैं और आशुतोष, मेरे को फाउंडर, और आपसे मिलने हम लोग नोएडा में आए थे. काफ़ी नर्वस थे, फर्स्ट टाइम एंटरप्रेन्योर, 6 मंथ इनटू बिजनेस एंड सो ऑन. तो समहाउ वो मीटिंग का इंप्रेशन थोड़ा सा टेंस टाइप का मीटिंग था. तो हम लोग बाहर निकले तो मेरा फाउंडर आशुतोष बोलता है कि ये संजीव इतने नाराज क्यों थे.
नाराज? हाँ, माय गॉड.
तो आई टोल्ड हिम कि यार, बट लुक एट द क्वेश्चन ही वाज आस्किंग, वी शुड बी आस्किंग दोस क्वेश्चंस, बिकॉज ही वाज एबल टू जीरो इनटू व्हाट रियली मैटर्स. हम लोग पता नहीं
मैं क्या सवाल पूछा था
सर. आप कस्टमर कौन है, वो आपका सामान क्यों खरीदेगा, you know, value. Just these are very simple straightforward questions, but we were fumbling क्योंकि वो, you know, as an early entrepreneur you start building all these air castles and you have this business plan.
देखो, मैंने आपको 2 बारी इन्वेस्टमेंट में मना किया है. I think वो big mistakes.
उसको सैकड़ों लोगों ने मना किया था.
तो बहुत गलती थी मेरी. मैंने कई लोगों को मना किया है जो अगर मैं हाँ बोलता तो हमारे लिए बहुत बढ़िया हो जाता. तो मैंने आपको मना किया, मिंत्रा को, मैंने फ्लिपकार्ट को. बिना मिले मेरे को डेक आया फॉर द एंजल राउंड फ्रॉम आशीष गुप्ता से, जो हमारे बोर्ड पे थे, जो वहाँ पे एंजल इन्वेस्टर से. मैंने मना कर दिया बिना मिले. मैंने ओला भाविश को मिलने के बाद एंजल राउंड मना किया. मैंने लेंसकार्ट पे उसको मिलने के बाद मना किया. मैंने स्नैपडील को 28 मिलियन में मना किया वैल्यूएशन पे. तो बड़ी सारी गलती की.
बट सर आई थिंक
तो यू नो, बट क्या है कि एक दो जो हमने हाँ बोला है वो चल गई हैं. एंड उससे मैं, यू नो, पीपल हैव अ गुड ओपिनियन ऑफ. लोग सोचते हैं अच्छे इन्वेस्टर हैं, बट इफ यू, मैं 5-6 जो बताऊँ ना हमने मना किए, देन वी डोंट लुक सो गुड.
सर चल गई, लाइक जोमेटो और पॉलिसीबाजार चल गई इज अ ग्रॉस अंडरस्टेटमेंट. वी विल कम टू दैट. बट ऑल्सो आई थिंक योर ह्यूमिलिटी टू, एंड आई नो, यू नो, पब्लिक फोरम यू टॉक अबाउट दिस होल आइडिया ऑफ एंटी पोर्टफोलियो एंड यू आर वेरी vocal about the companies you have missed, because most of
लोग सवाल पूछते हैं और मैं जो सच है मैं बोल देता हूँ.
सर मैं आपको और थोड़ा पहले लेके आता हूँ. देखिए अभी, यू नो, ट्रिप डाउन द मेमोरी लेन. 90s में आपने नौकरी शुरू की. उस वक्त तो जहाँ तक मेरे को पता है, एटलीस्ट आई वाज इन कॉलेज द टाइम, वो स्टार्टअप तो वर्ड भी नहीं सुना था. वो कुछ मतलब आइडिया ही नहीं था कि मतलब द टेम्पलेट वाज अच्छे कॉलेज जाओ, अच्छी नौकरी ढूंढो
जी,
एंड यू नो, एंड बिल्ड योर करियर स्लोली. तो 90s में व्हाट वाज द थॉट प्रोसेस? यू नो, यू मस्ट हैव बीन अ आउटलायर बाय लॉन्ग शॉट.
नहीं, देखो हुआ क्या कि जब मैं 12 साल था, 12 साल की उम्र थी मेरी, एंड यू नो, उससे पहले भी, यू नो, जब मैं 10 साल का था, या यू नो, वी ऑल डे ड्रीम. हम सब सपने देखते हैं. मैं भी डे ड्रीम कर रहा हूँ. बेस्ट डे ड्रीमिंग टाइम was स्कूल बस में घर जा रहे हो एंड यू आर स्टेयरिंग आउट ऑफ द विंडो एंड डे ड्रीमिंग. ठीक है,
क्या देख के आप?
व्हाट एवर, आई डोंट रिकॉल, बट सो यू नो, मैं रहता था चाणक्यपुरी में, दिल्ली में, चाणक्यपुरी में, गवर्नमेंट फ्लैट्स में. फादर वाज डॉक्टर इन द गवर्नमेंट. आई थिंक 1975 या 76 में मैं 12 साल का था. तो कुछ नई 2 मैगजीन लॉन्च हुई थी. उनमें से एक थी इंडिया टुडे और एक थी बिजनेस इंडिया. तो घर पे आती थी, भाई लाता था, कभी कोई लाता था, तो मैं पढ़ता था। तो मैंने एक JRD टाटा पे एक स्टोरी पढ़ी, शायद इंडिया टुडे में, मेरे ख्याल से इंडिया टुडे था, पता नहीं। तो आई वॉज वेरी इंस्पायर्ड कि मैंने सोचा कभी ना कभी एक कंपनी चालू करूँगा, मैं बिजनेसमैन बनूंगा, मैं इंडिपेंडेंट होऊंगा बड़ा होके, कभी ना कभी। नाउ इट वाज आल्सो पाइप ड्रीम, इट वाज आल्सो बियॉन्ड माई रीच, बट दिस ड्रीम डिड नॉट गो अवे। ये सपना दिमाग में टिक गया।
तो 12 साल की उम्र से आप सोचते थे इस बारे में?
I'm not obsessively, but I mean frequently. I articulated it first time 11वीं कक्षा में। एक दोस्त था, हम क्लास में हैं स्कूल में, एंड ब्रिलियंट स्टूडेंट, बॉय बाय द नेम ऑफ विक्रमजीत सिंह खनवर, वी स्टिल इन टच। उन्होंने मुझसे पूछा कि तुम क्या करोगे लाइफ में, स्कूल के बाद क्या करोगे, क्या करना चाहते हो? तो मैंने बोला कि मुझे पता नहीं मैं कॉलेज में क्या करूँगा, बट अल्टीमेटली आई वांट टू स्टार्ट अ बिजनेस। उस समय द वर्ड एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप वाज नॉट यूज्ड। मैंने ओके, बट मैं बिजनेस चालू करूँगा।
बिजनेस में कोई रोल मॉडल तो नहीं होगा, लाइक
like I said, you get inspired by people.
नहीं, आई मेंट पीपल यू न्यू इन योर क्लोज प्रॉक्सिमिटी, जिनको देख के
नहीं, देखिए, I think this mentor thing, that I have one mentor, I have one role model. I don't think, I don't believe in that. I think you can learn from 50 people, and you should learn from 50 people.
राइट।
Like for example, from you, you came to me with a T-shirt and a mug. हम merchandise बना रहे हैं, बेचेंगे, and I'm trying to think, अच्छा तो मार्केट कितना बड़ा होगा,
500 लोग,
अच्छा मार्जिन क्या है, कॉस्ट ऑफ कस्टमर एक्विजिशन, अच्छा मार्केटिंग खर्चा,
करेक्ट,
कस्टमर कैसे मिलेंगे, तो बड़ी कंपनी बन सकती, प्रॉफिट भी कम होगा, शायद लॉस होगा। एंड आई सेड नो टू यू, राइट? आई डिड नॉट आस्क द राइट क्वेश्चन, ये बंदे क्या कर सकते हैं, इनकी लाइफ की कीमत क्या है, अपनी जान लगा रहे हैं। अगर मैंने वो सवाल पूछा होता, आई माइट हैव इन्वेस्टेड, but then I would be assessing you and not the idea.
राइट।
But that idea was,
एक्चुअली उसमें ना सो अनकैनी व्हाट यू जस्ट सेड। तो मैं आपको एक दूसरा स्टोरी बताता हूँ। 2018 में मैंने एक कंपनी में इन्वेस्ट किया था, स्काई रूट। तो ये 2 इसरो के इंजीनियर थे, एंड दे रीच आउट टू मी कि हम रॉकेट बनाना चाहते हैं। दैट साउंड्स एक्साइटिंग, तो मैं उनसे मिल लिया। देन आई सेड लाइक, मेरे को ऑब्वियसली मेरे को रॉकेट बारे में कुछ नहीं पता है, बट आई सेड कि मेरे को लगता है कि इसमें विल टेक यू एटलीस्ट 10-20 ईयर्स, तो तुम अपने ज़िंदगी का कितना टाइम इसमें लगाने तैयार हो? दे सेड कि वील वर्क ऑन फॉर रेस्ट ऑफ आवर लाइव्स, एंड एग्जैक्टली व्हाट इज से कि ज़िंदगी लगाने तैयार हो, एंड दिस गाइस मैनेज टू डू इट नाउ।
ओके, नाउ अगर मैंने वो सवाल पूछा होता अपने आप से, तो आई वुड हैव असेस्ड यू फ्रॉम अ डिफरेंट पर्सन,
राइट।
आई माइट हैव सेड यस। लाइकवाइज भविष्य अग्रवाल,
या
मैं मिला उससे, वेस्टर्न होटल बॉम्बे में, आई थिंक मलाड में है या पता नहीं कहाँ है, लॉबी में। आई वाज स्टेइंग देयर, कोई कॉन्फ्रेंस थी, आया मेरे समझ में, और ये टोल्ड मी अ फैंटास्टिक स्टोरी कि बॉस ये क्या है कि टैक्सी जाती है यहाँ से महाबलेश्वर, वापसी आती है खाली, मैं वापसी भरूंगा। सो फर्स्ट आइडिया जो प्रेजेंटेड होगी, मैं वापसी भरूंगा। एंड द क्वेश्चन आई एम आस्किंग इज माई सेल्फ, अच्छा कितनी टैक्सियाँ जाती हैं, मार्केट सीजनल है कि नहीं है, वापसी में कितनी ऑक्यूपेंसी होती है, कितनी नहीं होती है, अच्छा कितनी में वापसी भर पाएगा, तो कितना कमीशन लेगा, मार्केटिंग कॉस्ट क्या होगा। And I came with a very small number of market size and potential.
राइट।
मैंने मना कर दिया। He went and built Ola, right?
Right.
Pivoted Now again, wrong question. I said, ये बंदा क्या करेगा? ये बंदा क्या कर सकता है? भाई इस बंदे में क्या potential है?
Correct. Very true.
So over the years we've learned. You know, people can pivot, people can, right? So you know, that's how it is.
But if you, let's go back to early days of Infoage. उस वक्त what kind of question you were asking of yourself? एक तो था कि आपको वो dream establish हो गया था कि मेरे को company
Yes, so I'll tell you. So एक तो 2-3 pivotal moments in my life. So like all good middle class boys, father in government, mother homemaker, that kind of family, children who will do what their fathers do, sons, boys, and the children who will do anything but.
Yes.
So I was in the second category. Like for the first time, you know, I sat and thought, कि बस मैं IIT की जा रहा हूँ, इंजीनियर बन रहा हूँ, and I was still grappling with it, and I was saying कि यार अगर 2-3 साल बाद मुझे छोड़ना पड़े IIT, whatever reason, I won't even class 12 pass. पर मैं class 12 का कर लूँ. So मैंने मना कर दिया, and I said I'll continue in class 12 in school. I must get a board exam certificate. उसका एक और फायदा था, I thought, कि that was the last year you could write IIT before without clearing the board exam. So it was becoming of you know, so you know, my junior batch couldn't write it. Right? So no competition. The good guys in my batch are already gone. So no competition. The competition नहीं होगा. IIT 5 साल का कोर्स से 4 साल बन रहा है. So the graduation year is same. I won't even lose a year. So why don't I continue in class 12 and write the exam again? In that 1 year, you know, I had this serious doubt, colorblindness, why IIT. These are questions I had not asked earlier.
Right.
You know, when earlier I was going, all my friends are going, teachers are saying, parents are saying, my brother went. It's a worthwhile goal to pursue. And then I realized that I didn't want to be an engineer. I just wanted to be an IITian. I wanted the brand, I was running a club, a tribe, I wanted the labels. I wanted a passport to get certain doors to.
See, this is reminding me, a lot of people want to be founders but don't want to build company. You know, जो आपने बोला ना कि you wanted IIT but not being an engineer.
I didn't know what, I mean, I didn't know particularly want to do engineering. I want IIT, label चाहिए, brand चाहिए. Now, as luck would have it, I got into IIT a second time, but a worse rank. In spite of lesser competition, worse rank. I just didn't prepare. But मैं फिर से घुस गया. And I got St. Stephen's College, economics, because I had worked hard for my class 12 board. So I said, yeah, this is also a brand, label, club, whatever, tribe, जो भी है. So I went to Delhi University reasonably clueless, and I drifted to 3 years. Okay. Somewhat bewildered. Did I make the right choice? Okay.
But business था back of the mind.
But you see, what I thought was कि the logic was वो 4 साल का या 3 साल का है. So I'll save a year, and I will then get to start my business faster.
Right.
So I was taking a 1 year shortcut basically.
Yeah.
Without any particular love for the subject or any passion. Okay. Which is somewhat unfortunate because, but the truth is I was reasonably clueless. But many of us are at that age. And so I didn't have a real academic purpose in life at that stage.
Yeah.
But here, what happened was that my elder brother, he had IIT Kanpur, IIM Ahmedabad. He worked for a year in a software company as a programmer. After 1 year, he said, I don't want this. And he quit and he went to the US for a PhD in economics. So just then, उसका visa interview था दिल्ली में. I had just joined my college. 4 or 5 of his friends and classmates from IIM Ahmedabad were doing the same thing. And they all had gone for the visa interview the same day. So they came over to our house for lunch. So they were home for lunch and I was there. So मैंने पूछा, यार, guys, what's wrong with you? You went to IIM Ahmedabad, you got such a great job in the corporate sector. Why are you quitting?
Yeah.
So one of them took me aside and said, देखो हमने गलती कर दी. जैसे क्या? हमने अपना MBA किया है बिना सोचे समझे कि उसके बाद नौकरी में हम क्या करेंगे, कि नौकरी हमें पसंद नहीं है. We don't want to be executives in the corporate sector. मैं आपको भी यही एडवाइस दूंगा कि आप कॉलेज के बाद थोड़ा काम कर लें, so that you understand what work is about, and see if you want this work, and then do your MBA, and then come back to it. So आप 2-3 साल काम करो after college. Now this advice stayed with me. It was one of those, I think, most significant pieces of advice I got. So इसलिए I prefer to work after college. I got a job offer from Lintas, the ad agency, as a trainee in client servicing. तो मैंने जॉब ज्वाइन कर लिया. मैंने वहाँ 3 साल काम किया. I think one of the best decisions of my life, because I learned so much at Lintas. उसके बाद मैंने MBA किया.
I am Ahmedabad.
So 3 साल वहाँ काम किया. MBA किया, फिर 2 साल मैंने HMM में काम किया. Company called HMM, Hindustan Milk Food Manufacturers. It made Horlicks and Boost. So I was in the marketing department, in the head office in Delhi. तो मैंने लगभग 1.5 साल वहाँ काम किया. At the end of total of 5 years of working, I said, अब बस, अब हो गया. I don't see myself wanting to spend 30 years rising up the ranks of a large organization as an employee manager. And I used to think कि उस समय मेरी आयु थी करीब 25 साल. And I said to myself, retirement at 58, if I stay in this company, till I'm 58, 33 years, and I retire, what would I have achieved? This is not what I want from life. So that's when I got restless and said, the time is now.
So and you just quit your job.
मैं बहुत सोचा. I was really scared.
This must be 80s.
This was 89.
89. उस वक्त मेरा जॉब छोड़ना would have been a big deal.
So in those days, companies जो आती थी और placement में, they would only hire management trainees. वो fresher को hire करते थे. And they give entry level job. If you had a prior work experience, they would disregard that and still give you a trainee's job. मेरे पास 3 साल का experience था. I did not wish to write that off. So you were allowed to go to companies outside placement if that company was not coming to campus.
Right.
तो मैंने पूरी लिस्ट देखी and I found a few companies जो कैंपस नहीं आ रही थी. मैंने वहाँ अप्लाई कर दिया अपने आप. तो मुझे इंटरव्यू के लिए बुलाया गया in HMM, to not coming to campus. तो मैं गया दिल्ली. I got the job offer, came back. तो I dropped out of placement. तो प्लेसमेंट के जो इंचार्ज थे प्रोफेसर श्रीनिवास राव, he said, very good. Now you are volunteering to help me. I need assistance in placement. I said, sure, sir. So my job was to act as a concierge. So I attached them for the full day. मेरे जैसे दो तीन और लोग थे who had dropped out of placements. Somebody was writing the civil services and deferred placement, all that. So हम 4 लोग थे. ठीक है. So I was doing this number. जो इंटरव्यू रूम्स थे वो सारे they were in student hostel next to each other. 10 rooms. 4 कंपनियां थी. सिटी बैंक, बैंक ऑफ अमेरिका, हिंदुस्तान लीवर, प्रॉक्टर एंड गैम्बल. 4 कंपनियां थी. तो सिटी बैंक had come with 8 interviewers. लीवर had come with 4 interviewers. उसने देखा कि सिटी बैंक is running 4 panels, running 2. They will process candidates faster, and they will make an offer, and that guy will accept and not even come for a final interview. तो placement rules क्या थे? Actually, अगर आपको कोई job offer मिला, you can wait for 48 hours before saying yes or no. After which either you accept it or it lapses. Second was you can get up to a maximum of 2 offers. Then you're out of placement. Right? What this guy did, he began to take spot decisions. He would say, here's your offer, sign accepted right now, drop out of placement, walk with me to the placement office and say you're out of placement, you've got the job offer, and do not go for your next city bank interview. Okay, this is totally against placement rules, and I'm sitting observing all this.
Right.
So the Citibank वालों को पता चल गया.
Huh.
So they came out and they began to scream and shout and gully garage and almost came to blows. And that year the entire placement process was disrupted.
अच्छा.
Right? शाम को town hall हुआ, everybody's upset. Faculty is upset. How can this guy do this?
Yeah.
The people who didn't get any job offers are saying, boss, जो भी है, निकाल दो इनको placement से because he has accepted it. Okay. The guy who's accepted it वो भी डरा हुआ है कि boss, if I say I don't want this, मेरे को Citibank offer तो है नहीं हाथ में.
Correct.
मैं क्या करूँगा? Okay, so what a chaos.
Right.
And I'm observing all this. So इससे हमारा पहला product idea आया.
अच्छा.
I said to myself, if companies compete like this, इस तरह वो झगड़ा करती हैं for talent. जो phrase ना war for talent.
Correct.
मैंने first time
सामने
देखा.
देखा. Face fights.
Okay. And then a salary survey of what companies are offering fresh MBAs at the IIM campus. वो report वो बिकेगी. People will want it.
Right.
And that was the first product.
अच्छा. This is right after MBA.
This is 1 year after MBA.
अच्छा.
I worked for a year then.
Right. Got it. And उस वक्त thought process क्या था? Like I think you mentioned earlier कि this was not you were thinking कि it will become a big business or anything. You in some ways you just wanted freedom and autonomy.
I wanted independence.
Independence.
I wanted independence. उसमें तनख्वाह ज़्यादा नहीं थी. You know, जब मैंने अपनी नौकरी छोड़ी, my take home salary was 5,500 rupees a month.
Right.
5,500. So I said, I mean, उस वाले का अच्छा था. Okay? But it was not what it is today कि बस 35 लाख 40 लाख जो IIMs के बाद मिलती है. Right? It was still not beyond reach. So 35 lakh today for an entrepreneur, bootstrapping is fantasy.
Right. Correct.
Right? उस समय venture capital था ही नहीं, we were all bootstrapping.
Right.
Okay. But basically, you know, I was not finding too much joy and enthusiasm, you know, and meaning in my job.
Yeah.
And I was not very enthusiastic about it.
Right.
So coupled with that, coupled with this small idea, I figured कि शायद मुझे.
And उस वक्त, what was the general awareness about internet? Like when you started.
No, 1990 की बात है बस. Internet तो था ही नहीं.
Okay.
Internet USA में भी नहीं था. Forget about India. India में आया 95 में.
Right. Okay.
मैंने पहले देखा 96 में. This is 5 years before the internet started as an experiment in India.
अच्छा. So those 5 years you were mostly doing the salary survey.
Salary survey. We did a trademarks database. We did you know, some teaching, some training, some small time consulting.
Okay.
जो मिल गया.
But you were selling these reports etc. to back to corporates.
Yeah, HR managers.
HR managers, they need some intelligence. Okay. So you could you were building in some way enterprise selling muscle through this.
Yeah, actually, we were selling by direct mail. हम चिट्ठियाँ भेजते थे.
अच्छा.
कभी सेल्स कॉल नहीं किया.
अच्छा.
मीटिंग नहीं की.
तो ऑर्डर उधर डिमांड ड्राफ्ट से आता था.
हाँ, by courier.
By courier. Okay, got it.
100% advance.
Got it. And at some point then when you would have connected, you know, the business you were doing with the rise of internet, I guess, in mid-90s.
हाँ नहीं, actually क्या हुआ था कि जब आप business चालू कर रहे होते हैं, you know it यार, you get 3 ideas a day. Because you have an imagination, every idea looks good.
Right.
After 1 week, most ideas look lousy. ये क्या था? What was I thinking? Right? So you get 1,000 ideas. You're lucky if you do one. ठीक है? So I tried 10-15 things, wandering around. Right? What had happened was that around 89-90, when I was in my last job in the Horlicks company, हम marketing team में था मैं, 8-10 लोग थे marketing team में, junior marketing team में, all sitting in open hall. So मैं देख सकता था कि वो क्या कर रहे हैं और मैं सुन सकता था फोन में क्या बोल रहे हैं. Only landline that time. तो मैं देखता था कि जब बिजनेस इंडिया की ऑफिस कॉपी आती थी, इट वुड गो फ्रॉम डेस्क टू डेस्क. हर कोई पीछे से पढ़ता था. पीपल रीड बिजनेस इंडिया फ्रॉम द बैक. क्यों? क्योंकि एट द बैक ऑफ द मैगजीन 35-40 पेजेस ऑफ अपॉइंटमेंट एड्स. 35-40 पेज के वैकेंसी ऐड होते थे
अच्छा
एंड पहले वो पढ़ते थे लोग, कभी कभी लोग आर्टिकल पढ़ते ही नहीं थे, जस्ट पास इट ऑन एंड देन दे वुड डिस्कस, भाई ये जॉब जा रही है यहाँ पे, ये नौकरी यहाँ पे जा रही है, क्या सोचते हो? एंड दीज आर पीपल, इनको अप्लाई नहीं करना है कहीं पे भी, वो खुश है यहाँ पे, बट बस बेंचमार्किंग कर रहे हैं. So I found this interesting behavior. ये, you know, this is, jobs are a high interest category of information. लोग हमेशा जानना चाहते हैं नौकरियों के बारे में. मेरे को एक इंसाइट ये मिल गया.
नौकरियों के बारे में और सैलरी के बारे में.
हाँ, दोनों, राइट. एक इंसाइट ये मिल गया. Now it should have been obvious, but until I saw this behavior, I did not realize how universal it is. Next thing that used to happen was, because these were 8-10 people, all from the IIMs in one place, doing a consumer marketing job in a multinational corporation. Okay? So good experience profile. So very good headhunting ground.
Right.
So कोई ना कोई headhunter phone कर रहा था हर रोज, हफ्ते में 2-3 बारी, भाई, and speaking to one of the other of my colleagues, मैं सुन सकता था. And I realized that हर बार कोई different headhunter in a different, for a different job in a different company. And these jobs are not appearing in print. So that's when I realized that कि जो print में आता है, tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
Most jobs are not printed in, as ads. But there's this market of maybe a few hundred or a few thousand headhunters who are trying to.
Right. This is a highly inefficient marketplace, basically.
Highly fragmented. Data not in one place.
Right.
Right? So, ये मुझे 1990 में समझ आ गया था. मेरे को 2 insight मिल गए.
Right. Clear.
Right? One job seeker insight, one consumer insight, and one market insight. I didn't know what to do with it. So, it became one of those file and forget ideas.
Right.
ठीक है. Insight है, क्या करेंगे इसका? सैलरी सर्वे चालू कर दिया, छोड़ दी नौकरी. 96 में मैंने इंटरनेट पहली बार देखा, प्रगति मैदान में एग्जीबिशन में. मैंने पूछा उससे, बस क्या है? इसे सर ये ईमेल है, शोड मी ईमेल. ऐसे इसका कोई, आई डोंट नीड दिस, आई डोंट नो एनीबॉडी हु हैज ईमेल, व्हाट इज द यूज? ठीक है. इसे सर ये इंटरनेट भी है. अरे क्या? इसे यू कैन सिट इन वन प्लेस एंड एक्सेस information in tens of thousands of computers around the world. So I said, अच्छा, ये मी demo. Took me to Yahoo. I've searched. So मैंने बोला, boss, I don't want to buy internet access. I want to run one of those computers where others access. So he said, sir, those are called servers. I said, अच्छा. So तो मेरे को सर्वर चाहिए. He said, सर सारे सर्वर US में हैं. तो यहाँ पे तो है नहीं कोई. So I can't help you. So I said, अच्छा. I went back home. I rang up my brother, he's a prof at UCLA, and I said, I want a server. He got me a server, $25 a month, shared server. And on that shared server, I went to a friend. I'm not a techie. And a friend of mine is a techie. So he said, let me read up. I don't know how to program for the internet. So read up kiya. I can do it. So I said, I don't have money, but I'll give you 7% of the company. He said, okay. So he came on board for 7% of the company, and we launched. And we used to get 29 newspapers and magazines from around the country.
Okay.
Which carried appointment ads.
Sure.
And there was a shop in Delhi called Central News Agency in Connaught Place.
Okay.
That would get source all these magazines. They were distributors of publications. So if you want Malayalam delivered to you in Delhi, they do it. They get it in the morning flight and deliver it to you for a fee.
Sure.
So I said, boss, I went there. I went through all the papers and magazines around the country and I noted down, okay, on this day of the week, in this city, this publication. 29 बनेगा for the tablet that carry appointment ads. And every day one peon would go and pick up the relevant papers for the day,
Right.
and bring it.
Got it, Sanjeev. So I think pretty good idea of how Naukri started.
So that is when we decided कि साहब अगर 2 लाख 18 लाख हुआ एक साल में, we have stumbled upon by mistake a big idea.
Right.
तो suddenly I said यार यही करते हैं. We are now an internet company. सब कुछ बंद, सैलरी सर्वे बंद किया, teaching. I mean, I tapered it down. Right. For the first 10 years of bootstrapping, the company could not afford to pay me a salary for 7 years.
7 साल तक आपने बिल्कुल सैलरी नहीं ली. तो how were you?
No. So basically, I was teaching on weekends at business schools as visiting faculty.
अच्छा.
To earn 275 rupees an hour. Right? तो अगर मैं हफ्ते में 6-8 घंटे पढ़ा लूँ, तो 2-2.5 हज़ार हफ्ते में बन सकते हैं. Okay? And you can do that 9 months of the year because market time holidays होते हैं. तो that's what I was doing.
But almost, which means, I mean, your desire for autonomy and freedom was so strong that you were willing to basically live without a salary for almost a decade.
No, so it's like this, boss. See, every founder who's bootstrapping needs a जुगाड़.
Right. Correct.
अब हुआ क्या था कि when I quit my job in 1990, I had savings of 68,000 rupees. 68,000 बैंक में था. मेरी annual take home salary post tax थी 66,000, 66,000. तो मेरी 1 साल का पैसा था of my salary. I was scared. Now, I had never invested in the stock market in my life. I didn't know it. मेरे दोस्त मिला, he said कि स्कूल का दोस्त, he said boss, ये कंपनी है बिंदल एग्रो, इसका बोनस इशू आएगा एंड उसके ऊपर डबल होगा. Why don't you buy and put all your money? It will double. You will have 2 years of money, which will make run 4 years. If you are frugal, you know. So मैंने बोला यार तरकीब तो अच्छी है, अच्छी स्कीम है. तो मैं दोस्त था, एक और दोस्त, उसका फादर वाज अ सब ब्रोकर इन द दिल्ली स्टॉक एक्सचेंज. उस जमाने में देयर वर नो एनएससी, नो इलेक्ट्रॉनिक ट्रेडिंग, नो सेबी. So he was a sub broker at Delhi Stock Exchange. So I went to him, I said, uncle, सुना है कि बिंदल एग्रो में बोनस इशू आएगा, तो मुझे 66,000 rupees में बिंदल एग्रो खरीदना है. So I'll keep 2,000 rupees.
Talk about all.
1 year.
All eggs in one basket.
I learned about risk first time. Okay, so she tells me कि बेटा अगर बोनस इशू आएगा और शेयर पे डबल होगा, why don't you buy on forward बदला? So we will take 6,000 margin money. Then you will make 10x. So 10x. Stars in my eyes. They're fantastic. I put 63,000 rupees margin money.
Wow.
I didn't know what it meant. Right. I didn't know I could do it all. Okay. Now I learned the hard way 2 things. Number 1, if you're buying on a rumor,
Right.
then you should buy early in the rumor.
Right.
Right? Second, the rumor better be right. Now, I was buying desperately late in the rumor. I didn't know it. The share price had already doubled in anticipation of bonus issue.
Right.
Second, the rumor was wrong. Bonus issue nahi aaya.
अच्छा.
The share price halved.
Ah.
So after 1 week, he calls me and says, "Beta, now we are square." So I was down to 2,000 rupees. Okay. Now I was really good, and I quit my job. I was in my notice period.
So you lost only 2,000 rupees.
Huh?
You lost only 2,000.
I lost no. I lost 60,000 rupees.
Oh, you are
I was down to 2,000 rupees. I was left with 2,000 rupees.
God.
So now I was really in a jam.
Right.
I had quit my job. I was in my notice period. Said, what do I do now? So मेरा एक दोस्त था, was a colleague of mine at my last job, HMM. I am Calcutta. He wanted to quit and do a PhD in marketing in the US. So he had gone to his professor. So the problem was there was no faculty. Okay. So he'd gone to his professor at IMT Ghaziabad and said, "Sir, I want to apply for PhD. It will help me a lot in my application if I have some teaching experience. So can I please teach as visiting faculty?" So his prof said, "Okay, come and teach consumer behavior." He was teaching consumer behavior. So I went to him. I said, "Mera bhi kara de." Even I want to teach. I want to earn some money. I want to teach on weekends. So I asked him, which was the marketing course taught worst last year. So he said, marketing and service industries. I said, why? What happened? So he said, it was visiting faculty. Halfway through the course, the faculty got transferred to Bombay. So the course was not completed. So there's a gap. They're looking for a faculty. There's nobody knows service industries. And last year, the faculty bhag gayi. So I said, mera kara de. I knew nothing about service industries. But I went, I met the director, he liked me, he said, okay, we'll experiment with you, we'll take a risk. And they gave me the course. So IMT Ghaziabad sustained me through weekend classes for the next 5-7 years, while the company could not pay me a salary. So every bootstrapping founder needs a jugaad.
Right. Somewhere you have to stay in the game and like survive for 5-10 years, right? You know, to be able to pursue your dreams. Just maybe I'll add to that 99 में. So I moved to Silicon Valley. मैंने 99 में अपना जॉब छोड़ दिया था कंसल्टिंग वाला कि बे एरिया जाके .com कंपनी चालू करनी है. And it was like absolutely mad time, especially in Silicon Valley. You know, हर कैफे में हर टेबल पे एक बिजनेस प्लान चल रहा होता था. And you just
we are valuing eyeballs.
Eyeballs, exactly, right? Yes.
Okay. And that was I didn't know it was my time until I got a few phone calls. Then I researched and I went for a couple of meetings, and people had not visited my office. They're just across the table in the Taj coffee shop. Guys telling me, we want to put $2 million into your company for 25% stake.
Right.
अब हम कर रहे हैं करीब 2-2.5 लाख का महीने की सेल.
Right.
And he said, $2 million. Now, मैंने मिलियन डॉलर कभी सोचा नहीं था. मैं रुपए में बात करते हैं. तो 2 million.
7 crore लोग उस वक्त करीब.
The dollar was 40 rupees at that time, and I'm trying to do the math in my head. And I say, man, this might be 8 crores.
Right.
So, and my mind froze. I didn't know, nobody, beyond my imagination.
Right.
And the only thing I could think was, how many pizzas can I buy in noodles for 8 crores? And I could not do the math.
Right.
So
पिज्जा कितना 20 रुपए का था.
पता नहीं कितने का 15-20 का होगा, मेरे को याद नहीं है. वैसे कितने पिज्जा आएंगे? 8 करोड़. Then I recover my wits and I say, but boss, what do we do with the money? I don't know, boss, 8 करोड़ कंपनी आगे करेंगे क्या? So the guy tells me, very simple. You will advertise, that will be brand and barrier to entry. And 6 months from now, we'll raise twice the money at 4 times the valuation. And 1 year from now, we'll list you on NASDAQ. Now, I didn't know what NASDAQ was. I had a vague notion that something to do with stock market, US listing, but I knew NYSE. NASDAQ was a new animal, right? I think NASDAQ, yeah, Anyway, so I know, and I'm thinking to myself, boss, मैं जमुना पार में हूँ, हमारा ऑफिस वोल्टेज आती है 160 और 20 मिनट का बैटरी बैकअप है, कांट अफोर्ड नो बैटरीज. एसी काम नहीं करते, एक एसी है वैसे भी, जब 6 चाहिए एक्चुअली. देयर इज नो मनी. हमारी पहाड़गढ़ में लिस्ट औकात नहीं है. हाउ विल यू लिस्ट ऑन नैस्डैक? एंड आई एम थिंकिंग टू माय सेल्फ, आई सेड, गाइस स्मोकिंग डोप. सो देन go on talking. So I said, what do you do with the money? So this is advertising. So now advertising, I'm on something like that. I worked 3 years in advertising, 2 years in marketing. मेरे को advertising मालूम है. मैंने बोल दिया, boss, if we spend 8 crores in advertising, we'll never recover the money.
Right.
You know that, no? We'll never recover the money. Because उतनी सेल हो नहीं सकती. मार्केट उतना नहीं है, मार्केट छोटा है.
Right.
तो we make a loss. Right now, I'm breaking even. We are breaking even because I wasn't taking a salary. Right now, breaking even. You drive us into loss. This is the problem with you Indian entrepreneurs. You want to make a profit on the internet. This is the new economy. Nobody makes a profit. Eyeball valuation, this, that, whatever. So I said, man, this guy will do something dangerous to the company if I let him in. But he's offering 8 crores. But no rap soya nahi. Finally, I got back to him and said, sir, we are not yet ready. When we are ready, I'll come back to you. You never say no, right? जिसका पास पैसा होता है, you never say no.
That's right.
You keep the door open always. So, I'll come back to you. So, forgot about it. Continue to run the company. And then jobs I had launched having raised $7 million. And their launch ad campaign was the India-Pakistan cricket series in Sharjah on TV. And when I saw that,
99 की बात है.
early 2000, I died of fright. I said, my God, we can't compete with this. And then I went back into the market. I went to a friend and I said, yaar, मेरे को बता, I don't want to hire investment banker, मेरे को पैसे नहीं देने किसी को. So we will, I want to raise money. So he said, do a काम कर, you hire this investment banker for these two investors, बाकी 200 मैं मिला दूंगा, but you leave that. That's okay. So I went down to the market, spoke to 4 people, got three offers. Bubble time was, that's the magic of bubble. Correct. Spoke to 4 people, got three offers. And finally, we went with ICICI Venture, even though it was not the highest valuation. We just felt more comfortable. Right. With them.
And this is just literally weeks or
months. We raised the money in April 2000. And this was, I think, 10 days before the meltdown. So पैसे तो आ गए, high valuation.
Right.
But market melted down. अब 6 महीने सब लोग बोल रहे हैं temporary है. हमने बोला boss, this is money we don't deserve. Right. And a valuation we don't deserve. चुपचाप fixed deposit में डालो.
Right.
बाद में देखेंगे. And we will grow the company slowly. And that's what we did. And that was a sensible decision. So we got lucky in many ways. I got lucky the fact that I went to Plug and and saw the internet. I got lucky that we said no to money 6 months earlier and raised it just before the meltdown. So we didn't have time to spend the money foolishly. We would have spent it foolishly otherwise.
So essentially, this whole idea of luck, right? And you've seen in your journey, I've seen my journey, and most people, if you talk to any of the successful entrepreneurs, luck is such a hard thing to understand because it is critical ingredient. मतलब कोई भी ऐसे नहीं बोल सकता कि मेरे को कोई lucky break ही नहीं मिला.
That's true.
तो आप कैसे what are the mental models to think about this?
I only have one. See, I was giving a talk, telling the Naukri story to the senior management at KFC in India. The India CEO had been with me in college and school, and he had called me to go talk to his team. So I told the Naukri story. Now, if you Google and ask what is luck, patas definition milega. He picked one. He didn't Google it. He just said, luck is about being at the right place at the right time. But if you're in enough places, enough times, sooner or later you get lucky. Right? So answer is, therefore, he said, keep trying, be persistent, right, and give it time. So कभी न कभी luck हो जाएगा. So that's the only control you have over luck, or the only influence you have over luck, in my view. Right. Keep trying.
एक वो है दूसरा शायद other aspect of sometimes luck is staring you in the face, but आप मतलब recognize. Right, this I'll tell you Myntra.
No, that's exactly. I mean, I saw the people reading Business India from the back. That is right. 10 people thought.
Correct, exactly.
I got lucky.
You're right. Now you got lucky, but you made yourself lucky also. I'm trying to also see ki, what is that trait, right? Which same opportunity, 9 out of 10 people may not see it, but somebody sees it and does something about it.
There are very few people who've built big companies twice.
Right.
Which means they got lucky the first time. Right. We may think we're geniuses, we work hard, we are smart, but the truth is we're also very lucky. And only Steve Jobs and Elon Musk have done it twice, that I know of.
Yeah. Right.
Everybody else has done it once and then ridden that thing for 30 years, 40 years.
Right, yeah. Correct.
Yeah. Google people, Facebook people, Oracle. I mean, so building a large company, to my mind, is the outcome and output or the product of a lifetime's effort of a few committed people.
Somewhere along the journey, Sanjeev, so you built obviously a phenomenal institute. I think Naukri is now, depending on where you count, it's like more than 3 decades for sure and still going strong. But along the way, you also learn to better other people, the two obviously very, celebrated stories about Zomato and Policybazaar, which are, very iconic companies. But somewhere, you decided that you want to better other people and kind of co-build with them or mentor guide them. Like, what does that whole genesis of that transition?
So I'll tell you. 2006 we went public.
Wow.
Again, this is serendipity, luck, whatever you want to call it. When you go public, so you file a DRHP with SEBI, draft revenue prospectus. DRHP is a 280-page document with lots of clauses, legalese, disclosure, this, that, numbers, अंग्रेजी, right? उसमें एक section होता है called objects of the issue. भैया आप IPO क्यों कर रहे हो? That has to make sense to SEBI.
Right.
Among everything else, but that has to make sense to SEBI, and that is when they give you permission to go public, to pass muster. Now we were hands-on on the DRHP, our team. So we were doing the DRHP clause by clause with the lawyers, with the bankers, every clause. So we would call everybody to office in the conference room, project the document on the screen, and go clause by clause by clause by clause. So we more or less knew the DRHP by heart. We knew it inside out.
Yeah.
So जब objects of the issue पे आए, I said, look, I know why we're doing an IPO. तो ये मैं आज रात को घर जाकर मैं ये section में खुद लिखूंगा. So I came back with some 8-9 bullet points. Why we are going public? Objects of the issue. We want to give the investor an exit. We want our ESOP to have value. We want to be in a different strategic space. We want our stock to have currency. We want to use it for acquisitions. Most of all, it's very hard to take over a listed company in India in a hostile manner. So we want to be untakeoverable. We want to have an independent path.
Right.
मैं ये 8-9 लेके आ गया. So the bankers said, what rubbish is this? This will never pass muster.
Right.
So this is why you want a listing. This is not what you'll do with the money.
Right.
You are doing a primary issue, not a secondary issue. So, अच्छा, इसे हम लेके आएंगे. यहाँ पे standard 5 reasons होते हैं. Cut paste, cookie cutter, हम डाल देंगे. तो अगले डाल के ले आए कि साहब organic growth, inorganic growth, general corporate purpose, 2 और. तो डाल दिया. So it got through. The truth was that the company is profitable. There's cash in the bank. The cash was going up every month. So we didn't need the money either for organic growth.
Right.
We didn't want to buy land and buildings. So general corporate was नहीं था, कुछ नहीं था.
Yeah.
So after we listed, every quarter, PricewaterhouseCoopers, the auditors would come to the board meeting and say, use of IPO proceeds nil. So after 2 quarters, the board got slightly concerned and said, just Sanjeev, करो इसका कुछ. क्या करें? कुछ भाई utilize some of the money for some of the purposes that SEBI had mad at you. So हमने बहुत सोचा, क्या करें? We honed in on inorganic growth, but there was no company to buy at that stage, right? At that time, which was any value at any decent price. So then we had a brainwave. Why don't we invest in startups? There are lots of guys are trying.
Right.
वेंचर कैपिटल कम है, 2007 में कम था, तो हम इन्वेस्ट कर सकते हैं. दैट वाज इनऑर्गेनिक ग्रोथ. So board said makes sense. So Sanjeev, you handle this. I said okay. So I began to invest. I began to work on the investment project. We began to invest.
Yeah.
And I had one guy working part-time, rest of the time handling Jeevan Sathi.
Right.
So me part-time, the guy part-time, we began to invest in 2007. And the board had said, you can invest up to 150 crores in the next 3 years. But it's not a target, but don't go above this. That's how we began to invest. So we began to invest out of a need for compliance, not as strategy. अब लोग बोलते हैं बॉस क्या विजनरी बॉस 2007 में we began to invest. Now between 2007 and 2010 we invested in maybe 10-11 companies,
right,
of which 2 was Zomato and Policybazaar. We are still there.
Zomato ko I was reading the story again. You reached out to Dipinder, I think, because you like the service that he was offering.
You see, my son and I were both foodies. We used to use Foodiebay, which was what Zomato was called then. And we used to like it because it was the only food restaurant website that had all the menu cards. So I went to the Network Solutions website.
Right.
I did a who is search, who owns Foodiebay. I found Dipinder Goyal admin contact. The Google search Dipinder Goyal. I found an email ID. I sent an email, cold.
Right.
It was in May 2010. And I say, hi, are you the same Dipinder who has launched Huli? Fantastic, well done. Can we talk? This is my number. So 2 दिन कुछ जवाब नहीं आया. Dipinder had got the email and he said, यार ये Naukri.com तो salesman लग रहा है. मेरे को he's going to sell me a Naukri, मेरे को नहीं खरीदा. He didn't call me up. Then somebody told him, boss, this is the founder. It was quite vain of me to think that Dipinder know my name. Okay. So, and we called up, we met.
Right.
And that's how.
And how was like post your investment? Like, did you used to meet him often? Like, what was the journey like? You know, the level degree of collaboration.
Yeah, at that time we was 28, right? And they were just fledgling startup. So they would come to us more often than they need to. Now, certainly not now, because I know. But over time, you know. But we talk often.
Sure. And I think
Phone बात होती रहती है.
right. And I mean, so Naukri has obviously been profitable and cash flow generating pretty much since the IPO days and before. And I think you guys have done if I understand, something like well over 100 investments. So looking back, Sanjeev, is there, and most I think what you do from what I understand, a very early stage or follow up? You don't do late stage deals.
हमने 2-4 deals की हैं in more recent times.
Okay.
Because I think पिछले 2-3 साल में 4 साल में हमने की हैं. 1 or 2. So we did Ixigo
right
at a later stage. We did Bluestone. We done Ship Rocket.
Right. अच्छा हाँ मुझे क्वेश्चन आपसे पूछने वाला था वो.
But bulk, right, is one stage.
Yeah, early stage में and little bit you talked about, पहले आप बोल रहे थे कि वो founder पूरा जिंदगी लगने तैयार है कि नहीं. What are some of the traits which are clear spikes for you as well as clear question marks? You early stage founder क्योंकि सपने ही ज़्यादा होते हैं उस वक्त, हकीकत तो होती नहीं है, कुछ बना भी नहीं होता है and all that. तो as a some especially in a kind of you had corporate responsibility for deploying money. तो आप क्या देखे? What was your mental
Yeah, देखो बंदे की पहचान होनी चाहिए. Now बंदे की पहचान is very very dicey. You don't know.
Right.
I mean, you will tell me the right story if you're smart.
Right.
Okay. You will tell me the answer I want to hear.
Right. Correct.
If you're smart. There are some red flags, but they are not foolproof. Right. Reference text करते हो. Right. बंदे का फैमिली बैकग्राउंड पूछते हो.
Right.
You try and sense कितनी commitment रहेगी over 10 years.
Right.
Will he or she stay on? You try and sense consumer understanding है कि नहीं है. You try and sense is this person going to be good with people or not?
Yeah.
This is a team कैसे बनेगी? If it's not good with people. And then you take a leap of faith. And उस पे रिस्क होता है.
Yeah.
We have not stuck wrong. ऐसी बात नहीं है.
Right.
I mean, ईमानदारी, मेहनत, लगन, कमिटमेंट,
But
ज़बान की कीमत.
एनालिटिकल प्रोसेस है कि काफ़ी अल्टीमेटली गट
दोनों है. But बंदे की पहचान में a fair bit of intuition.
And you feel like having seen, I mean, you must have heard probably 1,000 plus pitches by now. You've gotten better at it over 50.
यार, I like to believe yes, but the truth is आपको 10 साल बाद पता चलेगा. वो 10 साल की नहीं है. So you don't know.
Right.
And then you justify it ex post facto.
Right.
कि बॉस कुछ शुरू से मालूम था ये बंदा प्रॉब्लम है. You say that to yourself. I should have seen this. But if the same guy succeeded,
Right.
you would say, what a guy. So we are not, we are wrong so often. And then even when we are right, we give ourselves more credit than we give.
And Sanjay, I want to now fast forward today, like if we trace the journey of internet companies in India last 30-35 years, yourself, I think, like My Trade, Just Dial, you guys were very early pioneers of, even Shadi, I think relatively early.
Yeah, Shadi early.
Figuring out. And then we have gone through the whole e-commerce and then, the mobility, we touch upon that, and food delivery. And now I think everyone is building AI startup. And in some ways, by all accounts, the startup ecosystem is really thriving, doing really well. But on the other hand, there are, and maybe now Zomato is one exception, there are still no big technology companies in India, if you look at the immensity of talent, the size of the GDP, when we are now on the verge of being third largest GDP economy in the world, बड़ी company है ही नहीं.
Actually, Zomato is at 30-35 million.
And hence an exception.
10 साल पहले, how many 35 billion companies were there in the US and above?
Fair.
I mean, they were, but not that many. So it's a question of time, in my view. We are a bit behind in time. Second is about size of the GDP.
Right.
Issue is not third largest. Issue is what's the absolute size. So what is the size of our GDP? It's 4 trillion. What is China's GDP?
20, 25.
20 trillion? 5x or 6x of ours. What is US GDP? Right? When our GDP is that size, we find companies that size.
सिर्फ वही फैक्टर है कि somewhere IP is a factor.
IP is also a factor. IP is also a factor. But hopefully, as markets get larger and profit pools get larger, companies will learn the wisdom of investing in IP.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm trying to get to.
So I'm a great believer in IP.
Right.
You know, I've worked in brands, I've worked in trademarks, you know, and therefore I've been schooled very early in the importance of IP, instinctively.
Yeah.
And I have comprehended why it's important over the years.
Right.
But instinctively, we were school boss brand very important, trademark very important, IP very important.
But IP बनाने में time लगता है. You know that I think somewhere in a little bit maybe I'm letting my frustration kind of spill into this conversation. See, तो IP बनाने वाला ecosystem थोड़ा different होता है. I think we have become very efficient operations type of businesses have done extremely well.
But there's nothing wrong in that also.
नहीं,
The question is what do you do with the profit pools
right
that emerge?
But देखिए biggest profit pool तो इंडिया में traditional companies के पास इतने सारे हैं, but वो भी R&D में spend नहीं करते हैं.
But sooner or later they will have to, and people are beginning. ऐसी बात नहीं है. And with all these younger deep tech and AI companies coming, all that is IPR.
Right.
And these people realize it.
Right. But what? Maybe let me ask this question differently then. And I know so
No. I'm not saying we don't have catch up to do. We have lots of catch up to do. But it's not as if there aren't enough people trying.
Right. No, I think, and especially among the youngsters, I think that ambition is there, and I think there is caliber to bhar ke. I mean, like that's one thing.
See, very often people create IP without having a target or strategy to create IP.
Right.
IP ban jata hai.
Right. Yeah.
Then they realize what they want to.
Right. Yeah, I think Sanjeev, and you also play a very big ecosystem role. I think that you've been giving back in so many different ways. Through various forums, through founding of Ashoka University and many other things. Too many to count. Somewhere, as a kind of almost like stalwart of Indian entrepreneurial ecosystem, what are some of your hopes and ambitions now for next 10-15 years of startup ecosystem that will make you feel 10-15 years down the line?
I think we need enough very large companies that have got a moat and doing something useful and relevant, which is helping people to live a better life.
Yeah.
Right? And are creating enough jobs. I mean, so let's look at who's creating jobs.
Yeah.
I think Zomato's big contribution is livelihood creation of delivery partners, of people in the restaurant industry. I think Blinkit's big contribution is there also.
Yeah.
Right? So all these gig companies, people have a tendency to deride them and say, boss, ye kya kar rahe hain? But the truth is, if those guys had better jobs, they do that. Jobs create nahi ho rahi, ye livelihood create kar rahe hain. Or let's take a look at what's creating Flipkart. How many small merchants did Myntra and Flipkart empower? It's a succeeding business.
Right.
That is an ecosystem contribution.
Right.
Right? Or take a look at Misho.
Yeah.
Right? But so that company after company, take a look at Ola. Company after company after company, Uber, they have contributed to jobs. And if India's number one problem is jobs and education, right? Companies that address that, are doing something very useful.
Yeah. And so while I, wholeheartedly agree, I think a lot of these large, reasonably scaled companies have created phenomenal jobs, but with the, the kind of AI looming on the horizon and getting, important by the day, as well as almost no AI IP ownership in the country, that is reasonable risk on the horizon?
There is, I mean, हम LLMs नहीं बना रहे, पर जितनी scale पे या speed पे हम बनाने चाहिए, but LLMs are expensive to make. So let's understand one thing. The LLMs that are being built in the US are not being funded by venture capital.
Okay.
They're being funded by large company balance sheets.
Right.
Because the amount of capital is required, the time horizon to profit, if and when profit, is huge, is large. And therefore, only large company balance sheet will do it.
Yeah.
So, अगर इंडिया में LLM बनेगा, the money will have to come from large balance sheets. Large balance sheets किसके पास है? Large corporations.
Yeah.
Maybe some large cap new wave companies, one or two. Maybe government and PSU.
Yeah.
And जो सरकार के efforts हैं, some of them, I think should pay off. We have invested in a company, Gyani, GNANI. That's one of the 3 companies selected by the government to be part of India AI mission.
Right.
Right. जिनको GPU मिल रहे हैं, जिनको resources मिल रहे हैं.
Yeah.
So the government is channelizing efforts and is focusing. Hopefully, some of this will pay off. Resources, we don't have the resources of USA
Yeah.
or China.
But is there a risk of,
But if you leave out USA and China, who is doing LLMs?
हाँ ना बाकी rest of the world को same problem है. But the risk is that we all of us may be paying rent to these LLM owners.
That is true. But I think given time, we'll come out with a few of our own.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, where has India succeeded? I mean, take a look at Aadhaar and UPI.
Yeah.
Okay, people who come from overseas can't believe what India's digital payment infrastructure is, or digital public infrastructure.
World class.
World class, world scale, unique है. Unique है.
Right.
So I think with the right efforts and right government backing support, investments, which are happening,
Right.
We might be able to do something useful and significant in Indian LLMs also,
Right.
relevant to India. Okay. The other big thing is that, look, we've got the most data in the world after China.
Yeah.
And without data, you can't really train your models. And therefore, we will always have that advantage.
Yeah. Right now, I mean, I don't want to be too pessimistic, but all these big LLM companies also recognize India is basically emerged this, token factory of the world, and they are mining data left, right, and center because there is not much protection. There is no.
Yeah, so that's what the government has to be conscious of, and build some walls, boundaries. Build something which says that if you are building AI using Indian data or data of Indians, then perhaps India should have a piece of the ownership.
Right. Today, when somebody reaches out Sanjeev for advice, let's say I'm an entrepreneur who's willing to give my life to something, but मुझे पता नहीं क्या करना है. What are different areas you kind of nudge people like in terms of looking at next 10 years?
I don't do that.
Okay.
See, I firmly believe you will be passionate about an idea that if you've thought of it. मेरा idea, मेरा तजुर्बा, मेरी experience, my insight.
Sure.
Right? You can guide them to some things to do to get that insight.
Right.
To get an idea that resonates with them.
Right.
But ultimately, it has to be your idea, and ultimately, you shouldn't own the idea should own you.
Right. Yeah. Clear. Sanjeev, maybe on the closing note.
So, I'm often asked, so what business should I start? I don't know, boss. You decide.
Right.
You figure it out. Go to the market, meet the consumer.
Right.
Look at your past experience. Then figure it out.
No, that's good advice, and I guess the examples you shared.
एक और. You see, people often ask students, if I want to be an entrepreneur, what should my first job be?
Right.
And I was sitting in a panel discussions with Sanjeev Agarwal of Helion, now Fundamentum, founder of Daksh.
Right.
And he gave a very perceptive answer. He said, listen, you forget about all these jobs as consultant and investment banker, this what you tell yourself that you'll see many industries, many companies, and therefore you will know. He says, if you want to be an entrepreneur, in your first job, you should be either making something or selling something. Okay, and if you're in either one or both of these jobs, that's very good training for being an entrepreneur.
That's an outstanding answer. Yeah, I'm looking back at for me, accidentally, whenever I was in any of those two things, that's where the learning was. It's real. Otherwise, you can hide behind layers and you can make up stories.
You think you know it, but you haven't done it. You don't know it. Ya to becho, ya banao.
Sanjeev, just this the conversation. I think you have a certain this quiet intensity. I think about you, and you maintained pretty much all your career. If you just maybe this is maybe somewhat introspective question. What makes you to be this focused, relentless, deliberate about things you are building and very grounded? What are some of the traits that you recognize about yourself?
मैं ज़्यादा सोचा नहीं इसके बारे में. I am what I am. But देखिए, I think in a sense I'm slightly obsessive. I think I became very, very customer and consumer focused in my first job.
Right.
That was my training and conditioning. Will be focused. Second, my first job was very operational.
Right.
So I became much better organized on execution. Okay. Third is I had some very good bosses from whom I learned a lot about strategy.
Right.
So it's thorough strategic, a lot of execution.
Right.
Focus and consumer. These तीन चार चीजें. अच्छा, fifth thing. You see, my first job was as a client servicing trainee in an ad agency.
Yeah.
So as a client servicing trainee, you are at the bottom of the food chain. Right? You forget about your MBA, forget about St. Stephen's College. You are at the bottom of the food chain. You have to get work done out of people who are not reporting to you, who are older than you, who are senior to you. And who, if they don't do your work, nothing can happen to them because they will, because you are competing for the attention. So as a client servicing guy, my job was coordination. I'm responsible and accountable. I have zero authority.
Right. Yeah.
So I have to get work done from copywriters, from art directors, from art production managers, from finishing artists, from media planners, from media operations people, from translators, from 20 different people.
Yeah.
I'm the coordinator. And there are 20 coordinators like me who are competing for their time. So whose work will they do first?
Right.
Because if they don't do my work first, they do his work first.
Yeah.
It's not that they will get pulled up because they're doing somebody's work. तो काम कर रहे हैं. So you have to, I had to imbibe the ability to get people to want to do my work, get people to want to work with me, get people to want to work for me.
Yeah.
So while I'm 5 years younger and they're not reporting to me.
Yeah.
So plead, beg, cajole, be a nice guy, be humble. All your references are one-offs. भीख मांगो, काम करा लो, कुछ भी काम करा लो, लेकिन भीख मांगो, So I think you learn to be a very good people's person. तो ये 4-5 चीजें मैं सीखा हूँ in my first job.
That's outstanding, and these are all very strong founder traits, right? Customer centricity, being very strong in operations, but being able to zoom out and look at big picture and getting work done through influence. Because most founders have almost no authority, or no money, no team, but काम होना किसी से, right? So like how do you recruit that support and resources from other people? But Sanjeev, I want to zoom out and thank you. I think you've had a stellar career. I think you are literally a stalwart for Indian internet ecosystem. I think Naukri being one of the first internet companies, one of the first to list, bootstrapped, never burned through huge amount of money.
So I get a disproportionate unfair amount of credit for what's happened in the company. There are so many other people who run more than me. I mean, Hitesh, for example. Without him, the company would not have scaled. The leadership is what the entire team below Hitesh, or even investing, the team below me that works with me. The investing team today, I would say, is smarter than me on investments. Okay? To some extent, I got lucky once again. I got lucky that we got in Zomato and Policybazaar early, and we were stupid enough to stay for 15 years. Okay. And that's what has helped us.
Warren Buffett stayed in 5 stocks for 50 years, and that's pretty much all his returns come from those 5 stocks. So there is a certain genius about that. But thanks so much, Sandeep, for everything what you've done, as well as for taking the time.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
At SparX, we aim to bring to you stories of exponential impact. We share in-depth analysis of what goes behind success stories. If you find our conversations interesting, you can join us by subscribing to our YouTube channel. You can also listen to SparX on Spotify, Apple Podcast, or any other audio platform of your choice. If you have any suggestions on who we should invite or what topics we need to cover, just let us know in the comments. We are always listening, looking for ways to improve, and keep getting better as we go along.